Live from the New England seacoast and sunny Mexico, it's time for Channel Reviews. Please welcome your fabulous hosts, Mr. Dee, Nimmin, and Daniel, Batal.
Man, I don't know if anyone can hear it, but that band sounds like it's not in the same place. It sounds like it's coming from Mexico this week. I'm not sure if that's true, but they sound distant. They sound international.
Si, senor. Si, senor. Mr. Batal, welcome back. How you doing, sir?
Man, I feel like I haven't seen you forever. I just got back from Vid Summit, where I usually spend time with my Nimmin friends, but with the restrictions of COVID have made it tough for us to meet anywhere else but here online, and especially our favorite place to do it, right here at Channel Reviews Live. If you guys have not been here to this game show before, let me explain what we do here. We use a wheel to spin best practices, and it picks something that we're going to look at on your channel. And when we look at that thing, either you have it or you don't have it, you're using that best practice or you're not. If you get 3 right or 3 wrong, whichever one comes first, either you're out of the game, or if you get 3 right first before you get 3 wrong, you move on to the final wheel spin at the end of the game, where we spin your name inside of a wheel of anyone else who may have won, and we give away fabulous prizes, just like this Streamyard oversized massive coffee mug, t-shirts, hoodies, anything you can think of from the Streamyard catalog. So the way we're going to end up doing it is Dee is actually going to put a word that you're going to type into the chat, put exactly what he shows you on screen, and we're going to use the Streamyard giveaway tool to pick someone from the chat. Is this our first word today, Streamyard? Type it exactly as you see it right here into the chat. We're going to use the giveaway tool to pull someone right out of the live chat.
This is the first word. Type this in, just like Daniel said, and if you are a Streamyard user, this is a free tool that you have access to. You go to streamyard.com/giveaway, and this will randomize a winner out of the chat. So every single person in the chat right now has a fair and equal chance to get a channel review. And this is how we pull up the winners. I saw people posting in the chat before we actually went live. How do I get my channel reviewed? This is how. It's all randomized, so everybody has a fair chance. You only have to type it in once.
And one thing we're going to mention right off the bat, we have a brand new feature that we're going to be highlighting at the second half of the stream today. That's going to blow your minds. We have been working on this. It's something we haven't done in the game show previously, but we're excited to roll it out at the end of this particular episode here. So stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We just upped the ante. All right, you ready to roll it? You got the drum roll?
Yeah, you ready? Let's do this.
Let's do it. Who's going to be? Who's
first contestant?
First contestant on Channel Reviews. Better not be Paul Peck.
There we go. Hello, Maria Nicole. Well, hello, Maria Nicole. Glad to have you as our first contestant here on Channel Reviews Live.
I love it. So what's going to happen now is he's going to pull up your channel, Maria Nicole, and we're going to randomize the things that we're actually going to look at on your channel. For example, we have a wheel, and Daniel's going to spin the wheel, and on that wheel, it has all different things like optimized thumbnails, playlists, channel header, value proposition, timestamps, all sorts of things. The wheel decides what we're going to look at. Daniel, are you ready?
I'm ready. Well, first of all, let's just pull up her channel really quickly to make sure we have the right one. Hello, Maria Nicole. This looks to be the channel we're looking for. Now we're going to open up the wheel, and we'll let the wheel decide what it is today that we're going to look at. Now, listen, the wheel keeps everything fair and balanced. You'll be surprised. We've had channels that looked great, but just happened to get called out on a few things that weren't quite there yet. But it really is, anyone has a fair shot at making it into the final round. But let's start right now. Let's actually spin the wheel, and let's see what we're going to be looking at the Hello Maria. What was the name of the channel? I've already lost it. At her channel.
It's going to be.
Ooh, that was a real close one. Chapters. Now, this is an interesting one. We've just added this one to the wheel. And we're going to play this one lightly this week. Now, chapters can be put into your videos by two methods. We prefer the better method of actually creating your own chapters and putting those into the description and or the pinned comments so people can find those areas in your video where it's broken up. But YouTube recently added a feature. If you check the box, you can allow YouTube to auto chapter your content. So for this week's purposes, we're going to allow both. What do you say about that? If we can see the divided line in your video that it's been chaptered, that we're going to give you credit for it either way, whether you did it or YouTube did it by checking the box.
Wow, that's I didn't know we were going to do that.
Well, we're going to ease them in gently. Ease them in gently, Dee. That's what I always say.
Let's do it.
So this is the brand new video, right?
Okay.
So this is your best shot at having it right. 8 minutes and 26 seconds long. And as I look through, there are chapters in this particular video. I think that's going to be a win right there. We're going to let you get away with that. If you don't know what chapters are, it's the ability for YouTube to break down the sections of your video and divide them into portions. If you click right here, you can see on the right, if I click on next to the volume button, it actually opens up the chapters of the video and starts talking about fall trends, fall saturated colors, fall trends tailoring, things like that. But you can see here, you can actually put these into your description and have more specific and tailored, in this case, chapters of your own where you can decide what the titles are. So this is one of those things, if you have it, if you're using it, I suggest go ahead and making custom chapters because YouTube's just going to kind of pick what they think is right, but you'll know your content better than they will every day of the week.
And another key thing about chapters is YouTube, I don't know if they're doing it already, but they're going to start surfacing chapters for search results. So that's key. So you might not have a video that does particularly well as a whole, but you might have a particular segment that does well, and they might actually surface that for a search result if that's relevant. So that's key. And this is showing up on mobile now. Well, it's been showing up on mobile for a while, so chapters are huge. I actually need to go back. I need to go back and chapter a lot of my stuff.
Oh, I do too. I do too. And I want intentional chapters. Chapters can also help your content be found in Google search because a lot of those key moments, they start looking at videos that are chaptered because they might want to feature just a section of your video that answers a specific query on Google. So chapters, really important, can really help content be discovered.
And while we're getting ready to spend that next week, I want to say don't just write out a chapter like part 1, part 2, part 3. Be very intentional and think about titling your chapters almost like mini titles themselves. So they're very intentional, very descriptive about what is in that chapter.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Because each one of those things should be a subsection of your value proposition. Let them know. Don't say intro part 1, part 2, like Dee said. Treat it like a mini title of what's happening right there in that video. But let's spin the wheel and take a look at what we're going to see next.
Let's go.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah, me too. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Oh,
cards. That's cards right there. Cards is a big one. A lot of times people forget that there are 4 places in any piece of content you make to recommend your content, more content to a viewer. So we're going to stay right here for a minute. The way you can tell if someone's used a card, you'll see this little white dot in the upper right-hand corner and show that, in fact, Hello Maria Nicole is actually pushing people from 5 most wearable fall fashion trends to 12-piece fall capsule wardrobe 2021. 35 outlets. Really smart choice. It's relevant to that. I love it. It makes a lot of sense. Nice job, Maria Nicole.
She's nailing it.
She's killing it. That's 2 right.
Yep.
If she gets 1 more right, she's going to move into the final wheel spin and be eligible to win one of our fabulous Streamyard merch prizes.
That's right. And everybody who moves on to the final wheel spin, all the winners, we're going to do 1 spin at the very end of this show, and that's how you determine if you get merch or free Streamyard or is it up to them? Do they get to decide?
Yeah, whoever wins in the final wheel spin, you can go to the Streamyard catalog. We'll hook you up to the link where you can look at all of the merch. They have hoodies, they have t-shirts, they have mugs, they have you name it, they have all the kind of merch that you would expect that you see us wearing and using here on the show. And you can pick any one of those things and we'll get it out to you.
Giant mugs.
Giant mugs. Love giant mugs. Oh, wait a minute.
Oops.
I can't spin it if I don't see it.
Prematurely hit those drums.
This happens.
First
sometimes
time it's happened.
They say it happens to everyone, Dee. Oh, it's making dinging sounds too. Well, let's try that one more time.
All right, let's go.
All right, now I can see it. Professionals, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. There's a lot of moving parts here.
Sure is. All right, there it is. The link in the description. So this is the other place where we always talk about this 4 places that you can recommend your content to anyone who might be viewing your current piece of content that they're watching. That's the cards, the end screens, the pinned comment, and the link in the description. So let's look and see if we scroll down. Does she have a link in the description to another piece of content? These are the most wearable trends. Here are the new, please subscribe for more chic. She's got this one here. I believe that is another video. It's actually, that's an auto subscribe link. So that's her auto subscribe link. I'm looking. Other videos you'll enjoy right here. She has 3. I would tell you this, try to keep these above the fold. See when I scroll down and I put show less so that you're just seeing the shortened version. On desktop, I think you've already got a subscribe button here. What I would tell you is up here, try to get that link in the description above the fold so it's not hidden behind a show more button. That's a great way to get more people potentially being able to see the next video they should watch, click it, and get more conversion. Because links found in the descriptions of other videos are actually, by definition, by YouTube, considered to be part of suggested traffic. So don't forget those, very important. But that's win number 3, right? So that's right to the end. You're moving right. Our first contestant moves right on to the end into the final round and the final wheel spin.
I love it. And I want to make a note here because Daniel was just explaining show more on desktop. So now we have the equivalent of that on mobile if they're showing chapters. So if a video is showing chapters, they've now truncated the description, and instead of saying show more, it says read more. So you want to make sure you look at this on desktop and you look at it on mobile to make sure any important link is above both of those.
Very true.
It's a new thing they have for mobile, and I love it. I love it. All right, the next word to type in is chapters. So go ahead and type in the word chapters, just like we talked about with the very first wheel spin. Type in the word chapters right now, and then we're going to spin the wheel to see whose channel is up next for a channel review. And by the way, if you haven't hit the like button yet, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. Let us know you're having a good time. Let us know you're learning something. Let us know you want us to continue to do this show month after month. Smashing the like button is a great way to do that.
We do have a lot of fun doing the show. I will say that.
We do have a lot of fun. It's actually, I look forward to doing this every month. I forget the date sometimes. I forget the date, but I look forward to it.
It does. It gets a little tricky. It gets a little tricky sometimes. Schedules get crazy. We live in a global conversation. We're all in different time zones.
We do. The funny thing is it seems like the last time we did this was just like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
Like
it goes by
my
fast.
sense of time is just completely warped.
It happens. You know what? That's because you started in Thailand and now you're in Mexico and I'm up in New England and everybody in the audience right here is all over the world. It's like, good Lord, how are we doing this? How do we pull this off?
So I'm going to spin this real quick, but Crypto Alchemist asks, what are chapters? So I'm going to guess he just came in because we got a little bit of a surge here in viewership. I'm going to guess he just came in and he missed the first wheel spin. So chapters are the timestamps that you put in your description that people can click on to skip along in your video. Now you can add these manually, or YouTube is starting to auto chapter the videos themselves. And this whole stream will be available for replay. So if you miss anything, you can go back and watch it from the very beginning when we break this stuff down. All right, Daniel, are you ready? Ready to give this a spin?
Yeah, let me pull up the other wheel. I'm, you know me, always doing something in the background here. All right, let me reset the wheel. Reset this wheel here, which I think I can do.
Marcus Sepalia, man, I don't know if I nailed that last name or not. He says, what's the schedule actually? So we do YouTube channel reviews here the second Saturday of every month. The second Saturday of every single month, we're here on the Streamyard channel doing free reviews. We're doing it just like this, but today we've added something new, which I think you guys are really going to love. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Daniel, you ready?
I am ready. Let's do this.
Let's spin it. Here we go. It's spinning, baby.
It's going. Oh, I didn't hit the thing. I guess I wasn't ready. I was pretending like I was.
What's it going to be?
Oh, there it is. Ooh. And this is Tazzarello Gaming. You think I pronounced that right? What's the over-under on the pronunciation on Tazzarello?
I don't know. I think you're 82% nailed it.
Let's spin the wheel and see if I got it right. Now you can tell that we only do this every 4 weeks. Sometimes we're not completely on sync, but we'll get back to it. I promise this will work out by the end of the game. All right, I think I have found the channel.
You think you found the channel?
I think I have found the channel. Now, this is the Tazarello Gaming channel. We are not going to look at anything because we have a wheel that's going to tell us what we need to look for and what best practices we need to decide whether or not this channel is actually using. So let's spin the wheel and let's find out what the wheel has to say.
Let's do it. What's it going to be? And by the way, if you're a winner, well, I'll let this pull up first. It's going to be cards.
There it is, cards. Cards is an important one. We talked about this earlier. It's one of the first places that you can start recommending content in your video to the viewer who might want to watch another piece of your content.
Yeah, and while Daniel gets ready to pull up the channel again, I want to say this because I saw somebody mention in the chat, if I win, can you view my own channel? No, here's the thing. If you win, you need to be logged into and chatting with us with the channel that you want us to pull up. We're not going to search for a different channel name. It has to be the channel that you want us to pull up. So if that's not it, log into the other channel and come back right now.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen how much we wrestle with the features we're working on. Don't make it any harder for us.
Right.
We're working with a limited skill set right now.
That's right.
Let me just find a video that isn't a short because he definitely has some shorts. So I want to find something. This one's 2 minutes and 44 seconds. So I'm going to pull this up. This should be a regularly edited piece of content where a card would apply. Keep in mind that when you're making shorts, you can't always use features like cards and end screens because there are limitations. I think even with end screens, I think it has to be 25 seconds or longer to even use an end screen. Cards aren't always available in things like shorts, so we go for the edited content. And right here in the upper right, I do see a card. He is pushing towards another piece of content. That is his first win. Well done, my friend.
Well done. And speaking of shorts, and I didn't get a chance to talk to you about this, you actually sat on a shorts panel at Vid Summit. There were, I did. 5 of you on stage talking about shorts here at Vid Summit.
Yeah, I actually got to sit with Nas Daily, who crushes shorts.
Millions.
Yeah,
millions of views, isn't it? It's billions of views.
Well, we actually were at a panel with Jake Fellman, who I think he's got some of the highest. He's got 6.6 billion views on his channel.
Insane.
And he does nothing but shorts content. And he had all kinds of interesting things to say. But it goes to show you that you can come to YouTube and really leverage shorts in a way that can crush it on YouTube.
Yeah. One thing that we've learned about all of this and all the new features that YouTube is adding is that there's multiple ways to grow your brand. There's multiple ways to grow a channel. There's multiple ways to build a business. It's no longer just to upload a long form piece of content. YouTube has given us lots of different tools to do this. So thankful for that.
Yeah, that's one of the things we're going to have to keep in mind as we move forward. There's some channels that are shorts channels and nothing but shorts. And if we're asking them to look at cards, we're going to have to pay attention to that because some places may not be applicable. I used the word applicable.
That's a big word. I can't say that word.
I should get I need something for that. Let's spin the wheel, shall we?
Yes.
Let's go. We got one win in the bucket for his channel so far.
What's it going to be?
And back to chapters. Now, again, we are being very forgiving today because it's a new thing we added to the wheel. So if you have chapters and either created by you or created by YouTube, adding that feature by ticking the box when you upload your video, we'll give you credit for that. Let me see. Do we see any chapters? I would see a dashed line in this video. This line would be broken up in the play line, and I am not seeing any chapters. But let me say this. This is a 2 minute and 44 second video. Do I necessarily think that 2 minutes and 44 seconds deserves chapters? I don't think that's a fair assessment. How about we go and find another video on his channel? Here's one that's 8 minutes long. Okay. That might need chapters. That fair? Right. And I'm scrolling through, and let's see. I am not seeing any chapters, none produced by YouTube. So unfortunately, I know that's a strike. One strike, and what did we call him last week? A non-strike?
Non-strike? I don't know.
Unstrike?
I don't know. I don't know what the politically correct term is for a red X anymore.
For a red X. You got one right, and you got one with a big X thing through it. The big X thingy.
Yeah.
What?
Big
All
X
right.
thingy.
Yeah, if anyone has a better idea for what we should name that, we don't seem to know.
Yeah, what do you call those?
Is it a strike? Is it a win? I don't know. A strike and I don't know. What's the opposite of a strike? Yell it out in the chat and we'll figure it out. Anyway.
We went through this last week. All right, spin it. Let us know what we should call this.
Give us an eye. Help us, please.
We're begging you. What's it going to be?
Oh, that's a good one. Pinned comment. Now we talked. Dee, tell them why a pinned comment can be important in terms of best practices when putting up content on YouTube.
Okay, a pinned comment is a comment that you leave yourself, and you have the option to pin that comment, and it's going to move it to the top of all the other comments. It is the king of the comments, and it is prime real estate to bring attention to another one of your videos, one of your playlists, or an important affiliate link, or maybe you're trying to send people to your website, to your brand, or trying to get them into your sales funnel, whatever it is prime real estate. In this case, when it comes to growing your YouTube channel, especially if you're a smaller channel and you're just getting started and you're trying to build momentum, we recommend linking out to another video that's relevant to the video that they just watched.
Right. We're looking for conversion. We're looking for that pinned comment to be used to do something other than just say like, hey, what did y'all think of the video? Because we're trying to do something more intentional. We're trying to get people watching and keep them watching. Or in the converse, send them through things like a sales funnel or an email opt-in or something else that's intentional that helps you grow your brand.
Now, you just said something really important here. You said to get them watching and keep them watching. Would you say in a nutshell that that's YouTube? If you were to say that the purpose of us as creators would be what?
I think that's exactly what we're supposed to do, is connect with target audiences, because the thing that YouTube values most is the creator's ability to get people watching video content and keep them watching video content. But here's where the dichotomy begins. YouTube just wants the platform to do well. They don't care if people go on to watch someone else's video. The difference that we have as creators is we need to be selfish. We don't want all of our videos sending them off to other channels. We want as many of our videos keeping them right here watching our content. That might make YouTube happy, but we're selfish. We're trying to grow channels, so we're trying to do everything possible. YouTube's already got all that stuff down the sidebar here, pushing people to other content. We want to take every opportunity we can to say, hey, you have options there, but let me show you something I think you might like from my channel.
And YouTube gives us tools for that. They allow us to add a pinned comment. They allow us to add links in the description. They give us the option to add cards. They give us the ability to add end screens to our video. So they give us the tools to do this, so make sure that you're using all of those tools. Okay,
so I am seeing a pinned comment. Interesting. Thank you for watching. Here's a nice chicken dinner.
Where does it go?
Should I click this? What happens? Is this going to bring me to Kentucky Fried Chicken? I don't know what's going to happen.
Risky click.
It is another video. I'm going to call that a win. That's 2 wins, 2 unstrikes and 1 strike. But I would say this, I don't think it's wrong to be clever. I like clever stuff, but don't be so clever that the new viewer who just found your channel doesn't get the reference. Instead of here's a nice chicken dinner, like, hey, if you like this video, check out this other one. Be descriptive. Really quickly compel that viewer to click. And things like putting a couple emojis in there, or just using words that really, like you would use in a title of a video. You wouldn't title your video, here's a nice chicken dinner, and expect them to understand it's a gaming video. Unless, there are probably some circumstances if you had a huge following and they understood the joke. But don't be so clever that you push people away and they feel like, I don't get the joke, I'm not watching that.
You know what I love to do? Anytime I have a call to action, a CTA, that's what that's called, where you're wanting somebody to do something, you want somebody to take action, I love to tell them what to do. I love to put a little emoji, little fire emoji, little finger point emoji, and I like to say, watch next, and I'll write it in capital letters, watch next. And then I put a short little descriptive title. I'm very intentional, and I want to tell them what that video is with as few words as possible. Watch next, here's a tiny title, and then link out to that. That works wonders.
We have Megan in the chat explaining to the old timer that chicken dinner is a gaming thing. Okay, all right. If it appeals, if the people who know what that is would click it, then I'm all for it. I guess, listen, look, I'm an old man. I don't get all the gaming terminology, but I think you should always try to make sure that you're making it easy for the viewer to understand. So even if one viewer doesn't understand what it is, you've pushed them away. So if you've got, like I said, if you got a huge channel and everybody's connecting with what you're doing, fantastic. But try to keep it all across your channel. Make it easy for the viewer to understand. From your channel art, to your titles, to your thumbnails, to your descriptions, to your playlist titles. Do everything you can to make it easy for them to understand what this channel is about, why they'd want to watch, why they'd want to click the next video, things like that. Just make it simple. I'm a real big fan of keeping things simple, because simple works. Simple works. I know it because I've done it on my channel. Dee's kept it simple on his channel, and then we've been rewarded with silver play buttons. I promise you it works if you keep it simple.
Have we? Have we, though?
Word on the street is you have one. I just, we've seen pictures.
Yeah, a funny story about that for those of you who don't know. I hit 100,000 subscribers. YouTube gives us a silver play button. I've been stuck in Mexico since the world closed down. My silver play button went to Thailand, where Nick actually has my silver play button, and he sends me random photos of it, like he's holding it for ransom. And Daniel also received a play button, but he hasn't opened mine because we're going to open them together.
Yeah, we decided we'll do it together. Little did I know when I made that promise what I was really getting myself into. So
yes.
I'm now at 200,000 subscribers. I still have an open. We'll see if I can get to 1 million subscribers before I open up my silver play button.
That'd be
Fingers
hilarious.
crossed. All right, let's spin this wheel.
Spin it.
So we got 2 wins, 1 strike. Yes.
Yes, unstrike, 2 wins.
And 2 unstrikes. Did we get an answer what that is?
I don't know.
There it is. We've got link in the description. This is that one we talked about previously, that you've got 4 places to recommend content to a potential viewer: cards, end screens. Link in the description, hopefully above the fold, and in your pinned comments. So we're going to check the description of your video and see if there's apparently more chicken dinners going on down there. It's 21 kill. That's this one here. Like to watch another sweet video like this one? Calling it my duty. And here's a link to another video. That is a win. And I'm going to tell you what, I like what you did here. Like to watch another sweet video like this one? That makes me want to click. That's compelling. I love it. So I would always opt for something that makes it clear what it is you want me to do here, because I'm a simpleton. So I'm going to leave it like that. I think you got to give me simple instructions.
So that creator just moved on to the final wheel spin.
Yes, that is Tazarello Gaming. That's going to be into the winner's circle now.
And the next word to start typing into the chat right now is YouTube. Since this is all about YouTube channel reviews, type the word YouTube into the chat right now. It doesn't matter if you have a capital T or not. This is not case sensitive. And if anybody is wondering how we're actually pulling this up, we are using the Streamyard free giveaway tool. If you're using Streamyard, you do have access to this for free. It is streamyard.com/giveaway. All you have to do is just type it into the chat, and it's going to randomize the winner.
It works really well, too. It works really well.
It does work really well. Yep.
We love all of the features that StreamYard offers us. It allows us to do all these screen sharing, do all these neat surrounds that we're using, all the graphics that we're using, the ability to do everything we do here is all available to you through StreamYard.com. And we've got links down below where you can actually sign up and start using StreamYard to live stream for free today. So be sure, if you're looking to start live streaming or you want to simplify the ability to live stream, definitely give StreamYard a shot.
Yep. And like Daniel said, every single thing that you're seeing us do during this show, all the gaming, all the sound effects, the graphics, I mean, we built all of those. We created all those assets, but StreamYard allows us to use all of them. Now, there are a lot of moving parts here, in case you're wondering, but you can build shows just like this inside of StreamYard. Now, you're not going to be able to do that on the free plan. However, you can stream for free for, I believe it's 20 hours per month.
Which is an insane amount of streaming. I don't think
right.
I've ever streamed for 20 hours a month unless we were doing like a marathon fundraiser or something, but that's a lot.
Yep.
Speaking of marathon fundraisers, this is a good time to mention that Dee and I have a friend from high school that didn't show up in school this week when we were in school. His name is Ferris Bueller, and we're saying a prayer for him. We heard he was sick, and we hope he gets well soon.
What a classic.
What is the least believable part of that story? That we know Ferris Bueller, or that you and I are actually still in high school?
I don't know.
Don't answer that question.
Spin this?
Let's just do it. Go.
You got the drumsticks?
Do that thing.
All right, we're doing it. Magic Flying Potato. How's it going, my man? Here we go. Who's it going to be?
There we go. Oh, man.
Daniel and Yuka.
Daniel and Yuka with some Japanese symbols that I'm going to have to figure out how to type into YouTube somehow. Give me a minute.
Maybe if you just put in Daniel and Yuka, it's going to come up. I'm really curious. I'm thinking it's going to be a lifestyle vlog type channel. That's what I'm thinking here. Because usually when somebody puts their name in like this, that's what it's going to be. Did you find them?
I actually found them. And I said, yeah, I don't know what. I think it's Japanese. I can't recognize some of these that look Japanese. Daniel and Yuka, this is the channel. If I have missed it on the Japanese thing, I think I got it right. But I'm not going to look at anything else. I'm not going to even see if Japanese was correct, because we have this lovely wheel that tells us what we're going to look at. So I'm going to let the wheel decide which best practice we're going to look at on your channel to see if you're compliant, as the case may be.
I love it. Just on a personal note, I didn't get a chance to look at the channel art in detail, but the colors and everything look fantastic.
Killer. Yeah, that popped right out at me too.
Yeah. What's it going to be?
Right on that line. There we go. We've got it. Pinned comment. Now, Dee, remind people again why pinned comments are so important.
Pinned comments are prime real estate. Anyone who's going to go down and leave a comment, your pinned comment is going to show up above everyone else's, so they are going to see it if they're going to go down and leave a comment. So if you have a ton of engagement on your channel, and if you don't have a lot of engagement right now, you will eventually. Just give it time; it will happen. You want to make sure that you link out to a relevant video or a relevant playlist to the video that they just watched. If you're trying to grow your channel, if you're trying to get affiliate sales or get people into your sales funnel, this is also a great place to add a link to one of those sites. But I don't recommend doing that if your channel is brand new. You want to build that momentum up, and the best way to do that is to get them to watch multiple pieces of content, and a pinned comment is one of the best ways to do that.
Totally agree. This channel right now has 974 subscribers, so my goal, if I were you, would be try to grow the channel by getting them to watch more content. Let me scroll down. Ooh, I do not see a pinned comment here. So I would think about adding that in, my friends, both Daniel and Yuka. Think about adding those pinned comments in. It's nice and easy. Put a comment, and after you're done, if you hover over on the right, like here I'm hovering over the comment that someone else made. It's your channel. All I could do is report it. But if you write your own comment, you see right here, there's those 3 buttons right there. If it was your own comment in your own channel, you'd have the ability to either edit it, delete it, or pin it with hitting those 3 dots. I think they call that an ellipsis. So really consider doing that. It's a super important thing to do. Nice and easy, and it can make a ton of difference.
Hey, you want to get your old man magnifying glass or stuff like that?
I do. I don't know if I can click while I have the magnifying glass open, though. That's the only thing. I have to hover and click. I know. So many tools, Dee. You know, it's hard for me.
We have a lot of tools. And I want to say this too. So when you're just getting started on YouTube, or maybe you've been doing this for a while and you're not building momentum yet, and you're hearing us talk about things like pinned comments and end screens and cards, and you might say, well, I'm only getting a few views per video, so I don't see how this is going to make a difference. And today you would be right. However, as your channel grows, and if you scale those things across your entire content library, over time, as your channel grows, as you build that momentum, those things really make a difference. And it's a great habit to get into now while you're trying to grow, because eventually your channel is going to grow, right? Your next video could be the one that changes everything on your channel. So get into the habit of adding the end screens, adding the cards, adding the pinned comment, putting links in your description. Build that habit now, because it's going to come in handy now as your channel grows. If you already have a big channel, you're getting a lot of views, and you're not doing this, you are leaving views on the table.
And you know, another thing, adding to the fantastic advice that Dee just gave you, is a lot of times we hear creators say things like, well, I've looked at how many clicks my cards get, and it's not that many, so I don't think I should use them. Or I look how many clicks my end screens get. I would rather just have them watch the video. Trust me when we tell you, it's not just about that one thing. It's about how these all work together. If you've got different people clicking the card, clicking the end screen, clicking the video, the link in the description, and clicking the pinned comment, and maybe you have them all sending them towards a single video, that means all these different people are sending the exact same traffic signal back to YouTube. People who watch this video do something, completely different actions, but all ending up on this other video. Maybe we should think about that as a candidate for an up next. It does work. Think about it in a larger sense. Try to funnel the viewer, because it can make a ton of difference. Can
you explain to people in the chat now the importance of creating that data point with YouTube? What exactly that's doing? Because you made a whole video about it.
I did, and just to simplify it, you know, we think about all these things. There's a value that your video provides, and then a lot of people get confused on what they should ask. They're like, hey, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to comment, and hit the like button, and share this video, and leave a comment down below. You're asking them to do all these things, but the most important thing you can ask them to do is to watch another piece of content, because YouTube decides what content to serve viewers based on traffic signals and viewer behavior. So if you're getting them to watch another video and you get many different people to watch another video because you put them in the cards, the end screen, the link in the description, the pinned comment, you start sending a lot of traffic signals back to YouTube that they can take action upon. They get these traffic signals and they go, now this is something we can use. This is something we can interpret. And then we can start making decisions like, there's a few pieces of content in this person's recent watch history, because you got them to click a card or an end screen and watch another video. Maybe we'll put more of this person's content in their browse on their homepage of YouTube when they come back tomorrow. These are all important things. Viewer behavior is everything.
Man, perfectly said. All right, spin the wheel. So he's got 2 wins.
2 wins.
Or they have 2 wins.
They have
2 wins. Apologies.
Team effort.
That's right.
Boy, we're right back to the same things we're talking about. The link in the description. That's the kind of place where you can really push a viewer towards another piece of content. So I'm going to open up the description. I'm not seeing it on this video up top, but let me get the old man magnifying glass out, just because, it's hard sometimes. Yeah. Let's see. I'm seeing hashtags. I'm looking for blue. Here's the website. No, unfortunately, I think that is the first. That's second strike.
Second strike.
Second strike. So we got two unstrikes and 2 strikes.
I think so.
All right, well, works for me. We're just making this up as we go along, people.
You know what happens is when we go and we start to explain these things, I just completely lose track of what they have.
We need more assistants. We need to bring people who can actually tally things.
That's right. We need a counter.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we do remember how to spin a wheel, right? So let me at least see if I can pull up the wheel and spin that and see what the next thing we're going to look at is.
So I think this next spin is going to make it or break it.
Make or break.
For Daniel and Yuki. Make it or break it. It's going to be. What's going to be, boy?
Ooh, this is a tricky one. Not just thumbnails, but clear thumbnails. Dee, can you explain to people, when we say clear thumbnails, what we're talking about?
When we're talking about clear thumbnails, we're talking about thumbnails that your target audience can immediately identify about what's going on in the video. You want to make sure that the fonts that you're using, if you're putting text in your thumbnails, and by the way, it's not mandatory that you put text on your thumbnails. People always ask, do I put text on the thumbnail? Do I not put text on the thumbnails? This is something that you're going to have to test to see how it works with your particular audience. But if you are using text, you want to make sure that the font is easy to read. You want to make sure it's bold. You want to make sure it's mobile friendly and it can easily be read on a mobile device. And you want to make sure that you're not trying to stuff too many words into your thumbnail. This is a huge mistake that so many people make. They try to stuff an entire title into their thumbnail when all you really need to do is find the best trigger words that your target audience is going to respond to, and hopefully get a click, because if you don't get that click for long form video, you're not getting a view.
Yeah, we're big fans of, like we said earlier, make it easy for the viewer to understand. Keep in mind that most thumbnails are going to be viewed on a mobile device, so the more difficult they are, the more crazy details and overlays and hard to read things going on, the more difficult you make it for the viewer to understand what exactly they can expect from the video. So here is a thumbnail, again, with a lot of things laid over. I'm looking at the title, What My Trip to Japan Was Like. If I looked at this, would I know from this thumbnail that they're talking about what their trip to Japan was like? There's a tiny little bit of text that says, I went to Japan, but I'm seeing, flags from all over the place here. And it's the Japanese and Kiwi. I'm not even exactly sure. It's very hard for me to understand that this would be your trip, talking about your trip to Japan. Let's look at another one.
Yeah, something to think about when it comes to thumbnails too, especially like Daniel said, the majority of your views these days will be coming from a mobile device, and people are just scrolling, right? They're just scrolling through their phone. Maybe they've searched for something, but still they're going to be scrolling, or if it shows up on their homepage, they're just scrolling. So your thumbnail needs to get their attention in less than a second, right? You have less than a second to stop them from scrolling and to get the viewer to say, yep, that's what I want to watch. So if you're just stuffing tons of stuff in there, people don't really have a lot of time to process what's going on in your thumbnails. When it comes to thumbnails, it's less is more.
Yeah, and part of the thing we look for when we look at thumbnails is their ability to really help us understand the value proposition of the channel. So here it is talking about what your trip to Japan was like. So I'm like, okay, this is a travel channel or a channel that talks about lifestyle of living in Japan or going to Japan. Port Moresby, local markets. Is that in Japan? You'd have to tell me. I'm uneducated. I'm going to assume that it is, but even then, it's treasure hunt. There's flags. There's a lot of words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. Local markets. It's a treasure hunt. I'm not sure what's going on here. Are you looking at the local markets? Or are you looking for treasure? And I'm going to go to the next one. And now we have cat trackers and Apple AirTags and wanted and 3 pictures of cats.
All right, I'm going to call this one, Daniel. Okay, here's the thing. I want to say this. You have design skills. You understand what you're doing. Your channel art looks good. The overall design of your thumbnails look good, but you're just cramming too much stuff in here. You know, if I'm scrolling, I'm not going to stop on these because my brain, there's too much to try to understand what's going on in the thumbnail. So I would say this. Take the skills that you have as a designer, simplify all of your thumbnails, make sure your text really pops, use less text, right? Less is more when it comes to thumbnails. So unfortunately, that's unstrike 3.
That's the actual strike. Those are real strikes.
Those are real strikes. But I do want to say this. You have the ability to change these with just small tweaks. So you're really good. You've got a great eye. Just some small tweaks to make these easier to digest for your target audiences. They're scrolling at 2 in the morning when they're laying in bed and they can't sleep.
Yeah. You know, simple things. I'm going to hang here for just 1 second. Yeah. Here, even this one, a little bit better. Your 2 faces. It says the history of Japan with the country of Japan right there. You got the flag, and it's Japanese and Kiwi react to the history of Japan. You know, it's more and that's one that got 14,000 views. It's a little simpler to understand. It's not littered with a lot of elements. Think about that. Think about what works. This one here, the 2021 driving tour of Port Moresby, you know, simpler to understand. You can see the flag. It's got text in it, but it's simpler to understand. Keep things simple. These are the ones that are going to drive more views. Topic, title, thumbnail are also important. That's your packaging. Make sure all 3 are on point.
Yeah, so Moto Mining brought up something. He says, or she, I don't know if he or she, but it says, or they, I have no idea how to make thumbs like that. Well, here's the thing. Most people don't when they get started, right? Anytime we're starting something new, it doesn't matter if you're learning a foreign language, if you're learning how to paint, if you're learning how to rebuild your carburetor, you're learning how to, or in Daniel's case, rebuild your Harley Davidson. Like if you've never done it before, you do not have the skills to do it. So how do you get better at it? You practice. You watch tutorials, you study people who are great at it, and bit by bit you learn how to do it. So we all started at a place where we didn't know how to do this. Now, Daniel, I don't know about you, but did you understand how to make graphics before you started YouTube?
No, I didn't. It took me a while to really suss it out and get it figured out. And it took me a while to figure out that simpler was better. Messaging, trying to be compelling. Do me a favor, share my screen really quickly. I'm going to pull up some of one of the best on YouTube is Mr. Beast, without a doubt. I don't think that anybody can drive more, click through rate or better clicks per impression than Mr. Beast. He just nails it in. And if you look at his titling, first to rob the bank wins $100,000. And there he is. You know, there's one of the. You know, he's got sometimes it's different crew members, but there you got right inside. He's like on ropes inside of a bank vault. There's a pile of money. He's clearly trying to steal money out of a bank vault.
Right.
This is simple and compelling and easy to understand. Not a lick of text in this thumbnail. Went for what it was about, tried to say, what would robbing a bank look like? And tried to encapsulate that. Let's look here. Extreme $500,000 game of tag. What would a crazy game of tag look like? Here they are here, $500,000. They're hanging off a cliff when other guy's trying to tag them. That's extreme tag. He spends a lot of time trying to get the messaging clear and compel the person to go, whoa, what's going on here? That looks crazy. And what does he get rewarded with? 42 million views.
And you know what? I just want to call shenanigans on this because anytime I played tag with a bag full of money, I always zip up the bag when I got like 500K in the background.
Some of this is definitely, I think he's definitely, he's gilding the lily a little here. I don't think that's how you actually play tag. The last time you hung off a cliff, I know that your backpack full of money was zipped shut.
That's right.
All right, so I think at this point we are actually up to another contestant. We got to put another word into the search using the Streamyard giveaway tool.
The word is creator. So type in the word creator into the chat right now for your chance to have your channel pulled up and to get a review. And I want to go here to the chat. Somebody was asking questions. I forget who it was, but somebody was asking questions if we're also streaming this to our own channel. And the answer to that is no. We do this exclusively on the Streamyard channel once a month, the second Saturday of every month. Now, Daniel's channel and my channel are linked in the description of this live stream. So if you want to learn how to edit videos or grow your YouTube channel, learn all types of different amazing tips and tricks on how to grow your YouTube channel, that's what Daniel does on his channel. And on my channel, I help mobile content creators edit videos, build thumbnails, live stream, do everything on your phone. I'm going to be adding some non-mobile stuff to that, but if you want to learn how to do that, we've got links in our description, and both of us do our own live shows that are separate from this. We do something completely different on our own channels.
But I tell you, I never have more fun than I do it when I'm here with you, though, Dee. This is my favorite place.
This is great. I look forward to this. And okay, everybody's typing in creator right now. It's fantastic.
Cool.
Fantastic. And Daniel Enriquez says, thanks for the review. Yeah, just some small tweaks. Some small tweaks on your channel are going to make a huge difference as your content library grows. And that's really the thing, is like you make these changes and you want changes to happen fast. I know, I've been there, but you have to understand that this takes time. This takes time. You have to be intentional with every single thing you do on your channel.
And speaking of creator, for every creator out there in the chat right now, listen, YouTube is one of the hardest jobs you will ever hold. That's why it takes a lot of time and effort to be successful on the platform. Think about everything you have to do. You have to learn to be on camera a lot of the time. You have to learn how to, work camera equipment and microphones. You have to learn how to film. You have to learn how to edit video. You have to learn how to make graphic arts like thumbnails. You have to learn SEO, and you have to learn things like how to create compelling titles. You have to learn how to upload it all onto YouTube, and then you have to learn all the functions in YouTube's like analytics and how to put these things in and how to use the descriptions and should I use tags and what about shorts? And I see stories and there's a community tab. It is one of the toughest jobs in the world. So don't let yourself get discouraged. If you feel like you're a younger creator, you've been working at it, you haven't seen success yet, a lot of times it's just each of us has to learn to be a better creator, learn to really find our voice and be better at all of those things and connect with the target audience as we improve our ability to make watchable content. Anyone out there can do it. I really believe in that. Doesn't matter your niche. Don't give up, because the channels that don't make it are the ones that are 500, 1,000 subscribers in and go, I've had enough. It's been too hard. The ones who do succeed are the ones who stick with it and get better with every video.
Yeah, and in terms of the most difficult job, have you ever, busted rocks in a chain gang? That might be...
Well, not in a chain gang, but I have busted rocks.
It might
Ask me if I've ripped the roof off of a house. Done that.
I know you have. I mean, it's complicated. Like, once you understand this stuff, it doesn't get that bad. But starting at zero, if you don't come from a production background, you don't understand video, you don't understand graphics, you don't feel comfortable in front of a camera, because it's not just like physical labor. There's a lot of mental stuff going on here as well, building your camera confidence and all of that goes along. So there's a lot to learn. So if you're not there yet, that's fine. Just keep going, keep learning, keep watching tutorials, keep practicing, because that's how you do get better. Or what? I'm lost.
We got to pull the creator wheel back up. We have to actually spin that, and we have to pull a drawer out here. You tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready. Spin it. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I got lost there for a second.
It happens. We got deep in conversation.
Yeah, man, it happens. People keep telling me my mic is low, but I've turned it up quite a bit. It could be just a StreamYard thing.
Help potential. Okay, Get Lost Vlogs is our current winner. Get Lost Vlogs. Let me find them.
Get Lost Vlogs. Daniel's going to pull your channel up, and it is your turn to get a channel review. That's my favorite part, is I love spinning this thing and just seeing who's going to come up next, because you don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's totally random, and the wheel is totally random. Another thing, just really quickly here, before I say anything about this channel, listen, we do this show a lot of times, and as we're sitting here giving people, some they're watching the other channels, get in there and go like, oh, I don't have a pinned comment. I should go pin something. I don't have an end screen. Maybe I should go add an end screen. Don't just sit here and wait for your channel to be pulled up. This is your chance to improve your channel. Take the things you're learning along the way and apply them right now. Because if we do pull your channel up, could improve your chances of winning at the end of the game.
So Tom Nash wants to know if I've ever been a Russian soldier, and the answer to that is no, but I would assume that would be pretty difficult as well. Yeah, YouTube's not literally the most difficult thing you're going to do, figure of speech.
No, I mean, it's not like hanging from a tether, 4 stories up, siding a building. Oh, wait, I did that too.
Window cleaners, like high-rise window cleaners, that's probably a difficult job.
Mm-hmm. Let's do this. Let's spin the wheel, and let's see what we're going to look at on this channel.
Septic tank cleaner would be a terrible job.
That's dirty job. That's Mike Rowe stuff right there.
That's Mike Rowe territory, yeah.
And it's pinned comment. So we talked about this before. There are all these places where you can recommend more of your own content. This is a 6-minute video. I'm going to pull this one right up here. And let's take a peek, scroll down. Not only is there not a pinned comment, there's no comments. How do you expect to have engagement if you're not getting in there and starting the conversation yourself? Unfortunately, yeah, that's going to be your first real strike. That's not an unstrike. That's a strike.
That's a strike.
Those hurt,
That is a strike.
But here's the great thing about the wheel. You have more chances.
Yeah.
Right?
Is his channel new? Is his channel new? Is it just getting started, or is he not?
I'm not allowed to look at those things.
That's right.
We have a wheel that decides what we look at. We should add that to the wheel.
Man.
How new is the channel?
Yeah, I got to learn the rules. Ooh. This answers my question right here. Almost.
Now, we're going to get deep. This is going to open it up for us, right?
Here we go.
All right, so let's do this. Let's look at the channel. Optimized playlists. What we're looking for is, are you using playlists in when we say optimized, are you making sure that the titles of the playlist aren't just like a single word, something that actually reinforces the value proposition of your channel and lets people know exactly what they're going to find inside of that playlist, and hopefully has a description, because you can put descriptions in your playlist just like you would on a video. Title, description. Think about how to use those. So let's go over to the playlist tab. And there is not a single playlist here. My friend. Maybe he just showed up to the stream and he hasn't heard anything we've been talking about along the way. I'll give you like a pass for the moment, but from now on, please.
Can you share your screen really quick and just kind of show people where they would go to build a playlist and how to optimize that? Are you able to do that really quick?
Yeah, I can do that. Let me do that. Hold on. Let me open up another tab for that. And if you want to build a playlist, let me do it this way. Let me pull up my own channel. Let me get in the back end here for 1 second. I'll show you where to do it.
While he's doing that, I want to let everybody know that we have a very special segment of the show coming up really soon. It's a lot of fun, so you don't want to miss out.
Very soon. Do not miss out. You do not want to miss out on this one. Okay, share the screen really quickly. Okay. Here we are inside of my channel. I know it's a little bit tight here. I'll get my magnifying glass out. All I've done is I've gone into my channel analytics and I scroll down on the left-hand side. You'll see playlists, and right there, these are all the different playlists I've made, and I've titled them they're really compelling and are true to my value proposition, such as how to get more views and subscribers on YouTube, and then I have a description, trying to go your channel faster. Let me show you how to get more views and subscribers on YouTube. And all of the content, all 16 videos in here, talk about different elements of doing just that. If you don't have any playlists, go up to the upper right. You will see that blue, it says new playlist in the upper right, a little tricky to see. Click on that and it'll let you start building a playlist, adding titles, and that way you'll be able to create playlists that you can not only then have on your channel, but that you can bring to the home page of your channel so that they're featured when someone lands on your channel for the first time and is given the channel homepage as what they're viewing. Okay, so think about that. Really, really important. So no playlist, not only no playlist, but no playlist on the channel on the homepage. You can have up to 10 sections of featured content below here and a featured video up top. All you've got is uploads, the default playlist for people who just built a channel and have done no customization. So playlists, so important.
Now, because you have a vlog channel, you're going to be doing all sorts of different topics, but you could group those topics together. I don't know. Let's just say a lot of times people have vlogs and stuff. They also do reactions or do something with me. Just think of it in terms of how can I group specific pieces of content together so a viewer might be interested in watching one video, then watching the next video, then watching the next video.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of if you have a vlog, don't just say you have a vlog and you talk about whatever. There was a time back before 2012 that variety channels did well on YouTube. But nowadays, just turning a camera on and say I'm a vlogger isn't enough because people may not be interested in what you're talking about tomorrow if you're talking about something different today. If you're going to vlog, I'm looking at this channel, you're talking about munchies in Manila, you're talking about a food trip you did. If you like vlogging about food and discovering restaurants and discovering different types of food and different types of delicatessens and places to eat in a certain area like Manila, then think about focusing on that for a little while. Stay more narrow in what you're vlogging about because the person who watched your last video will have a higher probability of being interested in your next video if it's of similar subject or serves a similar value proposition.
Right, and if you're in Manila right now, you could build an entire playlist around Manila street food, the best Manila street food.
Oh, heck yeah.
And you could build an entire playlist. You could even go a step further, the spiciest Manila street food, right?
Right.
You have tons of opportunity here.
Best restaurants in Manila. 3 restaurants you definitely want to avoid if you're traveling in Manila. You can go all ends of the spectrum. Like Dee was saying, spiciest, best, worst, most popular. The big hidden secret of the restaurants best restaurants that nobody knows about in Manila. Those kind of things are compelling because someone who's in that area or is traveling to that area and is looking for those hidden gems can see the value before they've even clicked into the video.
And think about that for your video titles as well, not just your playlist, right? Yep. So I'm just back to, do not miss these restaurants in Manila or the top 3 restaurants in Manila or the spiciest street food in Manila. Like those are also video titles.
I totally agree. It's good advice. Right. There's a reason I listen to you.
There's a reason I listen to you. I take notes, man, when you talk. I'm over here with my tablet pencil. I'm scribbling over here in the background.
Well, you like me because I know how to spin a wheel and hit the timpani. Sometimes.
I like you because your hair. We're just putting it out there. I have hair envy. We balance this out if you guys can't tell. No hair, all the hair.
Before and after, or vice versa. There we go. Clear value proposition. I unfortunately think I know where this one's about to go. When we say clear value proposition, Dee, can you explain what we mean by clear value proposition?
A clear value proposition is a mission statement. It's just a couple of words or a short sentence. It is your North Star that tells the viewer what your channel is about. Get Lost Vlogs doesn't really tell me anything. I think that it might have to do with travel, but what if you don't have a channel banner up there, but let's say you have a channel banner up there, and let's just say theoretically that you're traveling the world looking for, you're tasting the best street food in the world, right? If you're in Asia, I know it's endless street food in Asia. So let's just say your channel was about street food, right? So your channel art would be something that represented that, and you could have a value proposition that could say something like, tasting the best street food from around the world, something along those lines, to let the viewer know that what you're doing on your channel, like this is what all of my videos are about. All of my videos are about tasting street food around the world, right? Traveling the world, sampling the best street food.
Love it.
As an example.
That's perfect. And there's so many places you can represent that value proposition. If you make a strong value proposition, you say, that's what my channel's about. I travel all around the world and I find some of the craziest places to eat, the best places to eat. I taste all those foods and I bring that information to people who might be interested in finding great places to eat around at different locations. But it should say you don't have any channel art up in here. You don't have any playlists put up here at all. You don't have anything in here that lets me understand that. So value can be shown in titles. It can be shown in thumbnails. It can be shown in your channel art. It can be shown in playlist titles. All kinds of places. Try to think about, always come up with a strong value proposition, which should do 3 things. The 3 W's. It should explain what your channel's about, right? The niche. Who the target audience, not demographics, their interests. People who might be interested in finding great places to eat in Manila. Who? That's your target audience. And the hardest part, why? Why would they watch your channel? Not just as opposed to another similar channel that they might find in search, but anything they might get served on the homepage based on their interests. You could get served up against my channel if they also like learning how to make better content and grow a YouTube channel. So now you're competing against me to capture their interests in that moment. So make sure you're really driving that value home so that they stop and they look at my video and go, yeah, I'll learn that thing from Daniel later. But that crazy restaurant in Manila, I got to learn about that right now.
Right, and if we understand that your channel might not be all about food. It could be about, budget trips to travel the world or how to travel the world on a budget, right? There's lots of different ways you could go with that if you're traveling, but you need to let people know what your channel is about. And unfortunately,
that
is strike 3.
I hate to hear that. Well, I do know that he loves traveling, skateboarding, and he's been living overseas for some time.
Hey, me too, man. We should hook up sometime.
Yeah. Would you make a channel about that, Dee?
You know what? I almost started a travel channel out of the gate, but I went against
Then you realize you're not traveling anywhere, my friend.
Yes.
You're stuck. They're stuck traveling. All right, listen, we're right about the 60-minute mark, and I think it's the perfect time to unveil a new feature. Now, listen, bear with us here. When we have to build new things and run them for the first time on the fly, sometimes I don't want to say that we're not perfect, but I'm going to tell you we're not perfect. So we're going to see if we can make this happen. Let me explain what the new feature is. Dee, tell them, what is the new feature?
The new feature is
Sudden death.
I love it. Things just got evil. So sudden death. It is crazy.
Yes.
Sudden death. You saw what we've been doing all along. We've been spinning this wheel, and you've got to get either 3 right or 3 wrong, whichever. That decides your fate if you're moving on to the end. But we decided to speed things up in the final minutes of this game. We're doing sudden death. You get one spin. You get one shot at getting into the final wheel. What do you think about that? Who's been paying attention?
You don't get 3. You get 1 shot. You either lose and you're out, game over, or you advance to the final roll. And we're going to burn through as many of these as we can. So
we're going to go fast. Let's pick a word that we can put into the chat, and we're not going to give you all kinds of time here. So be right on top of this. Let's do this thing, as Joe says. Let's go. Let's get this thing happening. So let's find a word using Streamyard's giveaway tool, and we're going to put it up there when Dee chooses a word. Sometimes it's hard picking words. Words are hard too. And we'll drop that in, and when you see what he's picked, type into the chat right now, video, just as he spelled it, video fast. Into the chat.
We're moving fast.
We're going really quick here.
Yes, we're double timing everything. So if you're like, yeah, I'm just going to get... No, we're moving a lot faster now than what we did before. And if you're not listening to this in real time, go into your chat right now, put your chat in live chat, make sure everything's up to date, make sure the little live button is on the live stream so you're not watching this with any sort of delay, because we're going to be moving really fast. Daniel, drum roll. Let's hit it. Ready?
Go.
All right. If you snooze, you lose on this one. We're moving fast. Here we go. Who's it going to be?
Man, sudden death.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yes. We're moving fast.
There we go. Fit Dad Chris. Let me see if we can find his channel quickly.
All right. Fit Dad Chris, you're up. You get 1 chance to move to the final wheel spin. 1 chance and 1 chance. Only the wheel decides what we're going to look at once we pull up your channel. Daniel, let me know when you got him pulled up.
I have found his channel, so let's okay, that's right there where we need it to be. We are going to switch over the wheel, and again, we're only going to look at one thing, and the wheel is going to decide. You got 1 shot to get it right or get it wrong. So let's spin that wheel.
Arms weak, palms are sweaty.
Man, so fast.
What is it? Mom spaghetti. I forget the words.
Chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner.
Pinned comment. Right. So the only thing we're going to look at on the Fit Dad Chris channel is whether or not he has a pinned comment in his video. I'm going to go to the videos tab. I'm going to go to something that isn't as short. That's 14 minutes long. I'm going to pause. I'm going to scroll down. He's got a comment. Oh, but the problem here is this comment is not pinned, though it is up top here. Why is it not saying it's pinned? But it looks.
Check another video.
Yeah, that one's showing up weird. I don't know why it's not showing as pinned. That's a short.
Chris has been around long enough. He's in our communities. If he's missing a pinned comment, then he knows better. What do we got?
That one says pinned. Do you guys agree or not agree? And then he's got a video. Watch this video on a smaller guy to train to pack on some lean tissue. He's got it there. I'm going to call that a win.
Advance.
You are going to advance into the final round. Well done, my friend.
Here's the thing, though. When you put your pinned comment, you want to make it so you don't have to click show more to actually see it, right? Watch next, short little thing on there. Make sure that the pinned comment is easily seen, because what's going to happen in this particular case, people are going to scroll through, and unless they expand that, they're not actually going to see that link, and you don't want to do that. So Daniel gave you the benefit of the doubt on that one. I can't say I would have given that one to you, but he did. So
it's there. It was there. I agree. I totally agree. Try to keep it visible. Try to keep it so it's not getting squashed down so low. Think about the viewer. Think about what if they're going to be able to see it. If they have to click something to find it, it's going to be harder for them to find it. It's one more action they have to take.
That's right. So since we're talking about pinned comment, the next word to type into the chat right now is pinned. Type the word pinned in right now, and we're gonna spin this really fast. So don't sleep on this one. Pinned. The Indie Junkie says D is hardcore. It's sudden death. If this were the normal round, I might be a lot more lenient. But sudden death, no,
we're not
sudden
joking.
Death.
And I'm letting D make the next decision. So you think he's tough? I'm giving him all the power.
That's right. Just to let you know, for sudden death, we're not playing around. We're going to be a little bit harder on you during sudden death.
No holds barred.
That's right. All right, you ready to roll?
Let's do it.
Drum roll. Let's do it. Cruising through these.
Moving.
Next person up is going to be... Who's going to be?
There it is. Investment. Wow, I feel like we've been here before. I think we may have had them on the channel before.
Yeah, Investimentos na Tendencia. All right, so we're not going to be able to read the details, so we don't know what the wheel is going to do for us, but he's going to pull your channel up, and hopefully he can find that.
Well, one of the great things is channels that have been here before should have picking up some tips, learn some of the things that they need to work on. So you should have an advantage if we do this right. You should have learned some things last time that you've corrected for and have your odds better of having those things here for best practices as we spin the wheel. Speaking of which, let's do that.
Let's spin it. What do we got?
Man, sudden death is fast.
It is.
There it is. You know it, you love it, and you should have it on your videos. A pinned comment that lets people know that there's another video they may want to watch. Let's go right to the most recent stuff right here. Let's scroll down. And there is a pinned comment, and I do see a link to another video, so I am going to... Oh, he's pushing back towards the channel. The one thing I would tell you, it is a pinned comment. It is intentional. I'm gonna give you that as a win, but I would tell you, you've already got a subscribe channel. All that's doing, it's not even an auto subscribe link. All it's doing is recycling the homepage. So if you're going to put a link that brings you back to the homepage, there's a bit of text you can add that's question mark, lowercase, sub, underscore, confirmation, equals 1. Add that onto your channel URL, and now it will give you an auto-subscribe window that says, would you like to subscribe to that channel? Just bringing them back, putting your channel URL there, it's just going to keep recycling the homepage. Not really effective. D, I'm going to...
Advance.
That was skin of the teeth right there. I was going to say, if you want to take them out, because I was thrown off by the recycling, but we're going to give you the advance there. Investmentos na tendencia.
We're going to give you the advance right there. So yeah, and Daniel, I cut you off there. Apologies. So the next word to type into the chat right now, sudden death, no space between the words. And you can see how fast we're moving. So type that in right now, sudden death, no space between the words, and you get your chance. One chance. If you only had one chance, what would it be?
Yep, wow, like did you just go 8 Mile on us?
I just went 8 Mile. We're playing sudden death when I go 8 Mile.
When he goes 8 miles. That's killer.
Sudden death. There we go.
Sudden death.
All right, you ready to spin it?
I'm ready to do it. Let's go.
They're typing them in fast now.
Let's go. Man, they hustle when we crack the whip, huh?
Yes. We need a whip cracking sound. I love it. Who's going to be?
Okay, wow. You know, Vanna, can I buy a space? Creative girl of color with the... Okay, I'm with you.
Hopefully
we've got some things to talk about here in terms of the readability of your channel. Creative girl, I'm going to try to spell it right. Girl of color. Wow, I'm trying here. Let me see if I can find it. Is it with Daniel B? Is that who I'm looking at? Wow, Daniel B.
Is that it?
Yeah, I'm feeling something here. I'm Daniel.
Is that her?
I'm a creative girl of color with Daniel Dee.
Perfect.
Now, see, now I feel like I should have made fun of your lack of spaces, Danielle, because now I feel like we're simpatico because our names are so similar. But I don't get to do any. I'm going to stop talking. I'm just going to pull the wheel up. Let's get this thing spinning. No, not that one. That one. See, it's too fast. I can't hit the right buttons. It's very tricky.
Come on, we got to move fast, Daniel. Let's go. Make it happen. What's going to be?
There. Okay, there it is. Optimized playlist. Does this channel... creative girl of color with Daniel B. That's a hard name to read. You might want to think about putting a comb through that. Do you have optimized playlists? And by optimized playlists, I mean playlists that we can understand and utilize things like descriptions in those playlists. That's an optimized playlist. I see 10 Days of Spooktober, no description in that playlist. I see creative girl of color portrait tutorial, step-by-step acrylic. That one's better. I see popular uploads. I see uploads. I'm seeing a lot of stuff in here that isn't quite optimized. But she does have a lot of playlists, and there are some on her homepage. Dee, make a call here. What do you think about these playlists?
Let me zoom in here. Yep, Creative Girl Podcast. Okay, she's got a description. Let's look at another one. Okay, here. Ooh, man, we're on the fence. Okay, so you're doing playlists. However, they're not really optimized playlists. When you're putting a playlist together, okay, you're putting. Go back to that one right there. Go backwards. Color.
This one here.
No, up. Okay, creative girl of color painting tutorials. Now, unless you have a larger channel, people aren't really searching for you, so this title doesn't mean anything. So when you're putting your playlist title together, think of your playlist title just like you would a video. So instead of creative girl of color painting tutorials, what if it was something like acrylic painting tutorials for beginners, right? That's a very specific playlist title that's going to speak to a very particular type of person, okay? Then you would make sure that all the videos in that playlist would match that title. So here's the thing. You have playlists. What you don't have are optimized playlists. So because of that...
Game over.
I hate to do that, but they're not optimized. They're not optimized. And that was the thing. It wasn't playlist, it was optimized playlist. That's key here.
And optimized also means that they should be reinforcing your value proposition. If I came here and I went, okay, Black History tutorials. Oh, so it's a channel all about Black history. That's really cool. 12 Days of Christmas special. What? Wait, no, I guess it's a Christmas channel. And then I see podcast that doesn't really tell me what it is. Then I see creative girl of color studio vlog. What is a studio vlog? Then it's painting tutorials. You're just all over the place. So optimized means many things, but it should really make sure it's an easy to understand, includes descriptions, and really help the viewer to connect immediately and understand what the value of those videos are for the viewer. So I agree with Dee on this one.
Yeah. Now let's get the next word here.
We need a word.
The next word to pull up is playlist. So type the word playlist into the chat right now. And we need a theme song that doesn't cause copyright infringement or claims. That is like the sound of the timer going. We need the music of waiting for people to find the type of thing into the chat. We need waiting music. We need almost like elevator music, right? Because that would be perfect for sudden death, because sudden death is so fast and it's so rough. But then you just have chill elevator music playing. Everybody's typing it in.
Or just a dun 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 escalating.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Some 8-bit sounding, dun, 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 dun.
And then we just pull the trigger. Perfect. We just all of a sudden draw, like right now. Dee, let's draw.
Let's do it. Who's gonna be? Who's it gonna be? I love this. I love how this is so fair. The indie journey.
There we go. The indie journey. Let's find the indie journey. The
indie journey. Daniel's gonna find your channel, pull you up, and you've got one shot to move on to the final round where you get your choice of some amazing Streamyard merch. And while Daniel's pulling it up, I just want to talk about my favorite piece of Streamyard merch. Is this enormous cup. For example, this is a normal sized cup. This is the Streamyard cup. Look at this. It's huge. I eat cereal out of this thing. So my take would be, if you're going to get something and you like to drink coffee or something, these cups are amazing.
We do love the cups.
We do love the cups.
We are huge cup fans. I have one right here in front of me as well.
We're cup
All right,
people.
I have found his channel, but we are going to let the wheel decide what it is we're going to look at. So let's spin this wheel.
Let's go.
We may need to grease this wheel.
Greased.
And here we are, chapters. Chapters we've talked about many times, the ability to break up a longer video into sections that's easier for the viewer to digest and find that portion of the video they might find relevant. So let me go right into the videos. Let's find something that's longer. Give them a shot here. There's 5 minutes and 38 seconds. This one's 12 minutes and 30 seconds. I would say this one might be a good one for chapters. I'm not seeing anything. Now, Dee, we were gentle. We let them automatically chapter if YouTube had done it themselves. I do see the chapter lines here broken up, but the real determining factor we're going to use for sudden death, did you put chapters down in your description? And you did. That is fantastic.
Advance.
And
so
you,
dramatic.
sir, advance to the final wheel spin. Final wheel spin, like I said, you get your chance to get some amazing StreamYard merch. Daniel, tell me, do you know, is it only the merch, or do they also get a chance of StreamYard upgrades if they're currently a customer, or they get free? I'm not sure.
Currently we're doing merch, but we're going to be talking about doing licenses too, because when we want everybody to have a chance to try some of the advanced features here at StreamYard. So as we work through this, we're going to start giving away even cooler stuff. But for right now, it's merch. There's one of the things we do have in some areas, it's hard for us to ship to. These are things I run into. So if you happen to be in a country where it's difficult for us to ship to, that they have restrictions because of your local government or region, we'll make sure that we compensate in another way by like giving you a few months of pro level license so you can get in there and start using StreamYard.
Right. Now the next words to type in with no space, grease the wheel. Grease the wheel.
Yes. Man.
That is the next.
I'm feeling like you're very passive aggressive on me right now at the moment, Dave. I don't want to point fingers, but right there, mister.
All right, I love it. So type in the words "grease the wheel" with no space between the words there. And Daniel, whenever you're ready, just let me know. We're going to spin it.
I'm going to go for it. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Boom. Let's do it. Skin that smoke wagon.
We're so fast.
I just love that. All right, what is it? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
Kevin Alden Santoso. All right, let me see if I can find you, my friend.
All right, so Daniel's going to pull you up, Kevin, and you get one shot to move on to the final round. And you know the thing I love about this is the wheel, the combination of the wheel and the StreamYard giveaway tool completely randomizes everything. So this can't be one of those streams where people say, oh, it's unfair, you're not paying attention, or you're putting weight to somebody else, you're only choosing channel members. Like, this is completely 100% randomized, totally fair, and I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, and you might think that some people had 3 chances at the beginning to get into the final round, and some people had 1 chance, but it's totally random. And if you get that one thing right, you get to move on. Someone else might get the first thing wrong in the beginning, and they get a few more chances to make up for it. So totally fair, totally balanced, totally random the way we like it.
Random.
Okay, so I found his channel. Let's spin the wheel and see what we're going to look at.
And by the way, if you guys are enjoying this, give us a thumbs up if you have not done so already. Let us know you're having a good time or you're learning something.
Yeah. And if you don't like it, give us an ironic thumbs up.
Yeah.
Chapters. We've been looking at chapters. I'm glad we just entered this into the wheel. So this is an interesting one for us. It's a newer feature that's really been rolling out pretty heavily. So chapters, really think about using them. Again, this is the final sudden death round. So we will not accept YouTube auto-generated chapters. We need stylized, personalized, put in by the creator in the description chapters. Let me find something long. How about 34 minutes? That's something that probably could use some chaptering.
Yep. What do we have here?
And we have him right here. I see with the giant magnifying glass for old people. He's got some here. One of the things I talk about, if it's 34 minutes long, I love that you put, you might want to think about at the 0 mark, put the title of the video in there and use a few more chapters because your first chapter didn't come in till 31 minutes. So all that stuff that happened between 0 and the half-hour mark, try to think about laying them out, but you do have them. So I think, Dee, what does that mean for us?
That means...
Advance.
That means that Kevin goes on to the final wheel spin. Now, the next word to type into the chat is an Icelandic word, which I thought I would have some fun with today.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
I'm just kidding. This is not the word. This is not the word. I just wanted to throw everybody for a loop today because that's the kind of mood that I am in.
I don't even know how to type that A and E thing together.
Yeah, exactly. The word to type in is actually the yard, as in Streamyard. So go ahead and type in the yard right now.
Make sure you type it just the way he did. No spaces. Type it exactly as you see it. That was crazy. Oh. You crack me up. You're a funny guy.
Type in the yard. Whenever you're ready, sir, just let me know. We're going to spin this thing.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Spinning. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
SD Houston. Houston. Let me see if I can find this channel quickly.
SD Houston?
What do you think the SD stands for?
I don't know.
Sydney, Danielle, Houston. How close was I? SD.
I don't know.
Tell me. If I was close, do I win something? I have found the channel. That'd be cool if I actually got it right. I think I should win a piece of StreamYard merch.
You should.
Okay, I have found the channel here. Let's get right back to the wheel. Let's spin the wheel and let's figure out what we're going to take a look at.
Yep.
Pinned comment. We've seen this one come up many times. There really is no excuse for you not having a pinned comment, at least in your most recent video, knowing what we've been looking at lately. So let me make sure I'm looking at a longer video, 14 minutes. It's not just a short. So let's scroll down. I'm looking for a pinned comment that hopefully pushes to another piece of content. And I see, let me get the old man magnifying glass. Don't forget to catch this series from the beginning. And she's actually pushing towards an entire playlist. That's a cool idea. If it's part of a series, you're showing the entire series from the beginning. I think that's a win, D.
That's a win. That means
advance.
SD Houston, you move on to the final wheel spin. Now, this is the word to type into the chat right now. The word is advanced. Everybody who wins at sudden death advances to the final wheel spin. Everybody who won the previous segment, they also move on to the final wheel spin that's coming very, very soon. And you get your chance to choose between some awesome StreamYard merch. And by the way, just between you and me, get this giant cup where someone said it's a soup bowl.
It is. The other cool thing is they have a very soft, comfortable hoodie that is really killer that you might want to think about too.
I don't have the hoodie. Should I get the hoodie?
Maybe if we can pull up your channel and review it. You might have a shot.
I'm probably going to fail. I'm probably it's game over for me. Okay.
As long as we don't get consistent uploads, I think you'll be right.
That's right. You ready to spin this thing?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's go. Boom. Who's it going to be?
So many cool channel names going by so quickly. There we go. Ginger Lola Miniatures. That's an interesting name.
Ginger Lola Miniatures. Now, the cool thing is I know by that channel name that she's working with dolls, miniature dolls. So there's something to be said about a channel name that either builds your personal brand. A lot of people use their own name, or like Daniel and I do, or you put something in your name that's an easy identifier about what type of content you're making on the channel. What do you got?
Yeah, intentionality in all areas. Think about intentionality. Anything you do on YouTube, be intentional about it. Make it, try to make sure that it's something that you put there for a reason, that you just didn't kind of go, it shouldn't be like your bank pin where you just put a bunch of stuff in because it was like, well, I had to find something that was available. Make it something that's relative to hopefully to either the brand you're trying to push forward or the value prop you're trying to push forward, and make it easy for the viewer to understand. If it's 47, characters long, that might be more difficult to remember than something that's shorter.
Yep.
All right, listen, we're going right to the wheel. Let's spin it. Let's see what we're looking at.
What do we have?
Come on, go. Did we get the grease? What's going on?
Go. Grease it.
I don't think I used grease. I used sand.
You got the grease. Use sand. What's it going to be?
Man, chapters again. Chapters. I think that the wheel is deciding the chapters are a new feature and that they are important. So let's go. Again, you have to be intentional chapters that were applied by the creator. If the creator has content that's chapterable. I'm seeing a lot of shorts here, D. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. We got 7 months ago, we've got a 11-minute video. So let's go in here and let's take a peek and see if there are any chapters. And I could do it right up here. Do I see the line broken up? There's no breakup of chapters. There's no chapters here. So
You know
unfortunately,
Game over.
man, that's harsh. One loss and you're out the door.
That is harsh. So everybody just advanced or they got sent home. Now what we're going to do is the final wheel spin. So for those of you who won in the first segment and for those of you who won during sudden death, we are going to do a final wheel spin. The winner gets to choose what Streamyard merch they actually want to get. Now, Daniel, the winner, you're going to reach out to them, correctly?
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll give you a contact point. We'll give you an email address where we can connect and that you can reach out to us so we make sure that we communicate and we'll get your, what piece of merch you'd like to get, your full shipping address and everything, everywhere we need to send it to and get you all hooked up. Everyone that's won so far since we've been doing this game show has been very excited about the stuff they've received. So we're getting pretty good at this. The one thing we are good at is getting people prizes into their hands.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Okay,
Right,
so now we have a little more time here. So this sudden death moves quickly. Do you want to pick another word that we can put into the chat and give someone else a chance to get into the final wheel spin?
Are you saying we're going to go back?
Sudden death.
That is precisely what I'm saying.
Did I prematurely change the graphics?
Sudden death. Yes, let's go back to the Streamyard giveaway tool. And can I pick the word this time, or is this free for all? Or
Pick the word as long as I can spell it.
What's the word? I want save Ferris. Save Ferris. Put that in there. You can choose whether there's a space or not.
Oh,
and again, shout out to my pal Ferris. I hope you're doing okay. Your sister was in school today. She seemed very angry that you weren't, but I just think that she's probably in mourning.
All right, there we go. The word
Save Ferris. Spell it exactly like you see it right here on the screen.
Save Ferris.
That's important.
It is important. I need to
get
go back
that
and watch
message.
that movie. It's probably been 6 or 7 years, I think, since I've watched that.
I love it. It cracks me up every time.
Such a classic. All right, let me know when you're ready to spin. We've got 30 entries in there.
I'm trying to get as many people in as we can, so I'm going to give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, and here we go.
Who's it going to be? All right. Who's it going to be?
There it is. Creative Girl of Color again. So listen, this is how random the wheel is, right? Now, Creative Girl of Color did not win the other time, correct? But
Correct.
She was up once, but this is the wheel decide. We have the giveaway tool in the wheel. They make choices, and if they tell us to pull up a channel again, we're pulling up a channel again.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that. I love how it's just like the great equalizer, right? Sometimes it gives you another chance, which is something sudden death usually doesn't do.
No, sudden death is usually right to the throat. Now listen, we've already looked at your channel once, and I hope you quickly got in there and made all the corrections that you may have missed the first time, including changing all your thumbnails and making sure you're No, I'm kidding. That's not even possible. But please do anything that any one of you out there right now listening, the things we're talking about, see how you can implement them into your channel. Get those playlists built out. Get some strong thumbnails built out. Use all those places, link in the description, card, end screen, a pinned comment to recommend more of your content. Do these things, not just to come in and have fun with the game, which we love, but to improve your channel and really get it optimized for performance.
Yep, love it.
Okay,
Right,
let me go up here. Let me pull
wheel.
the channel down. Let's get that wheel back up and let's spin and let's see what we're going to look at here. Let me make sure this is reset. I got all the slices reset.
All right, let's go. Let's see if we get anything different than chapters.
Chapters has been like extra important, it seems.
Yeah.
The wheel might be
knows what's
weighted.
up. The wheel knows what's up. Pin comment too.
All right, pinned comment. That's always a strong one,
we
too.
go.
We do know that those are important. So let's go over here, pull up that channel. We're going to go right to the most recent video. That is 16 minutes long. That should have a pinned comment in it, right?
Yeah, better.
And we go down. There is a pinned comment, and it says right there above where it says read more, watch more here, episode 1. She does have a pinned comment linking out to another piece of content. So, D.
You know what that means?
Advance.
Man, see, this just goes to show how random this game is. Just when you think you might be out, we drag you back in.
That's right. Pull you
Anything
back in
can
for one more job.
It's like the mafia. You can't get away. You think you're out.
One more job.
All right, now I have to put that in one word, right? Can I put spaces in her name, or no? Just creative girl of man. That's a tough one to.
Yeah.
Next time I see you at next month's channel reviews live, I'm going to see some spaces in that name. I'm doing a request.
And just, personal thing here, that's a bit of a complicated name. There's a lot being stuffed there into that name, especially at the beginning where you're cramming all those words together. When you're coming up with a name, and by the way, I'm not going to say you can't do that, but it's just, there's something to be said about a simple name, a brandable name, where if I'm at a cafe and my phone battery's dead and I'm talking to Daniel, I'm like, hey, man, I ran across this channel. You would love it, but I don't remember the name of it because it's a really complex name. So just think about simplicity. Think about making something that's very easy to remember, very memorable, so people can just talk about your name, right? Something that people might put your brand name on a shirt.
Yeah, what did we say? Easy. Easy. Make it easy for the viewer to understand, right? Keep it simple. Simple works, especially on YouTube when people are scrolling 100 miles an hour.
Simple titles, simple thumbnails, simple playlists, simple names, everything. Keep it simple for the viewer to understand. It's amazing. And I know that's simple advice, but the easier you make it for the viewer to understand what it is that's happening on your channel, to understand that that's the right video that they want to watch at that particular time, that your channel is the channel that they want to subscribe to, the easier you make everything for them, it's going to increase the likelihood that they're going to get on board and become subscribers and regular viewers of your content.
I totally agree. I couldn't have said it better myself. And guess what, Dee? Speaking of being able to get into the final winner's circle, here we are. We are at that point where we're going to be pulling up the final wheel from all of the contestants who have moved forward into the final spin of the wheel, and we'll see who will be winning selection of any of the merch available on the Streamyard merch catalog, courtesy of our friends here at Streamyard.
All right, so we've got a final wheel spin. Do we have them in there yet, or do you need some time to
No, we got them. I've been working on here. My hands are moving 100 miles an hour. I'm not playing around here.
I don't know how you do it.
It's magic. It's magic. What happens when you get old is you forget a lot of things, but you can type really quickly, apparently. All right, let's just go right in. I'm not playing around. Let's see who's going to win the merch today.
Who's going to be?
Quite a few winners. I like this. Sudden death brings a lot of people right up here.
Yes, I love it.
I think we have a graphic that goes once this thing hits too, right? SD Houston, you are the winner today. Let's see, that just goes to show that anyone can win here on the Channel Reviews live game show, because that was someone who came in right at the end in the final moments of our sudden death and was able to crush it with getting one single thing right of best practices. Now listen, SD Houston, what I want you to do, Megan, my channel manager, is going to drop a email into chat. It's pretty simple to remember. It's my website. It's Megan, MEGAN, at danielbatal.com. Reach out to us, SD Houston, at that email address, and we'll make sure that we get all of there it is right there. We'll make sure that we get all of your information. We'll stay in contact. Megan will make sure that we get everything shipped out to you. You get to look at the catalog, pick what you want from there, and we'll get that stuff into your hands. Listen.
That's right. And she's got it on she has it on the screen right now.
Perfect.
Megan has the email on there.
Perfect. Listen, this has been a ton of fun. I love the new sudden death round. I love how many people have been in here all day working with us, letting us look at their channels. I'm hoping that the real takeaway here for everyone is to think about how to implement these best practices on your own channel so that you can improve its performance and potentially increase your growth trajectory if you do these things right.
If you do them right.
If you do them right. Simple as that.
You're going to grow your channel if you do everything right. And let us know. Type in the word yes right now in the chat if you enjoyed sudden death. If you want us to keep sudden death for the next show, type the word yes in right now. That lets us know that you enjoyed that segment. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I loved the pace of it. It was very fast moving. And again, it gives everybody a fair chance. So if you guys enjoyed that, type the word yes into the chat right now to let us know to do it again next time. And we are back on the second Saturday of every single month here on the Streamyard channel. Daniel and I both have links to our channels down in the description. If you want to get on board with what we're doing on our channels, we do our own live shows over there that are totally different from this. And if you do not have Streamyard, we've got a link to Streamyard in the description as well above the fold to get you started. You can use Streamyard for free. You can stream up to 20 hours per month for free. And if you end up upgrading, you can add your own custom overlays and build your own show like this if you wanted to. So Daniel, any parting words? And it looks like overwhelmingly they enjoyed Sudden Death.
Yes, yes, please. Yes, 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 please. Yes, lots of yeses. Yeah, my final words are I'd just like to thank the good people at Streamyard for allowing us to do this on their channel, allowing us to bring this kind of value to you guys. I hope you guys have found it valuable, and allowing us to give away stuff for free, right, from their merch website, which is great too. So thank you across the board to Streamyard. Thank you to everyone here who's come back week after week and tried to improve their channels and had fun along the way. And thank you to you, my friend, Mr. Dee Nimmin over here, for making this all possible and as fun as it's been.
And thank you, Mr. Batal. And I will see you second Saturday next month.